Hello, my name is Joseph. I'm going to talk about one of my paintings, Pacific Fantasy. It's a 40 by 60 acrylic on canvas with a wooden frame. And like I said, the name of this is Pacific Fantasy. And when I painted this, I was on the Pacific coast. So that's what inspired me to paint this was nothing really particular, just this here kind of represents where I come from, which is the San Francisco Bay Area in California. And Pacific Fantasy is just, well, it's exactly what it says. It's a fantasy. This would have been Twin Peaks, which is not a volcano in California, but I turned it into a volcano. And there's all these different elements going on here in the painting. As over here, there's a little flying ship right here. You can see. And below that flying ship is a sailing ship. It's kind of like a Spanish galleon type of ship. There's another flying machine right here. It's kind of almost like Jules Verne's type of thing. Master of the World. I don't know if you ever saw that movie or not. Probably goes back to the late 60s or maybe 70s. I'm not quite sure. But anyway, this is kind of just a figment of my imagination. But in that movie, it was a kind of like, had props on top and propellers everywhere, and it was kind of like a dirigible with propellers. And so that's what this is. And of course, this is a different kind, but it's the same thing, kind of a dirigible with propellers. Over here we got a balloon. Can you see my stick? Yeah, I can see it. We have a hot air balloon right here floating in the wind. The wind is going this way because you can tell by the flags on the ship. And this is another kind of a Spanish galleon right here, a large one. Men going up and down the rigging. It's got a fairly choppy sea. The city in the background is kind of like under domes. These are like, well, to protect the city from the volcano, I guess. There's these birds flying with, and of course these are big birds because look at the size of that. She has a little rider on him. And this is a splash from something that the volcano is throwing in, and right below that splash, excuse me, is a sea turtle in the water right here. There's a sea turtle swimming, and when you come straight across underneath the bow of this galleon here is a porpoise. Porpoises like to swim with ships along the sides of ships, and so there's this porpoise in here. We have this kind of like the north wind face here on the front of the sail. And up here we have another emblem on this large sail. And of course I just used my own kind of there is no true meaning to this emblem on this sail except maybe my astrology sign. So I kind of added that into here. There's a crab on a shield with I guess you could call it a phoenix. Of course, you can tell by the volcano that the sky is very dark in this area. We have a little bit of blue sky over here on the left-hand side, but over here is very dark and kind of reddish from all the stuff that the volcano is spilling out.
Why did you decide on a volcano? What does a volcano represent?
Upheaval.
Upheaval.
Change,
Great.
power.
Power.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the city and the buildings?
Well, the city is just a very abstract city. It's there's not any what you call. I didn't actually in the past in my paintings. I used to do a lot of copying. I'd copy this and I'd copy that, and that's how you learn how to draw and how to create things is by copying what you see. Well, none of this is copied. All this is just out of my head. So I didn't sit and try to reenact this city, but there's some symbols in here that are kind of, let's say, like San Francisco, like this structure here could be considered a ferry building. Of course, there would be a bridge in here, but there's no bridges. I didn't put no bridges in. And then there's San Francisco has a one of the architectures is like a pyramid building, and here's another pyramid. In San Francisco, I think they only have one pyramid building, but in my city, I got two pyramid buildings. And everything is just kind of square and geometric, like a city. Very crowded, very full, and it's got this kind of a dome over it. The dome covers the city to protect it from any fallout from the volcano. And maybe the city, in my idea when I first did it, I thought, well, maybe the city is thermal powered, thermal energy from a volcano. All the powers you ever need if you can live through the eruptions. So, and like I said, the ocean is very choppy, kind of rough, and there's another little splash. We got a splash here where things are falling into the water.
Where are the ships going? Are they leaving? Are they coming?
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. They're leaving and coming, going back and forth. It's a seaport where you have goods flowing in and out. So, and of course, this is, like I said, this is a real pure fantasy because here we're talking about, wind power, nature, floating machines, hot air balloons, giant birds with little people, naked people. That's a little naked person on that. Why she's naked, I have no idea. But I have a thing about being figurative. And so that's why this little figure's there. There was no real purpose other than just putting a little figure on it. The bird has a little, kind of like a saddle, which could be like a carpet or a vest that the bird wears that she's sitting on. The other day I was wondering, here I got this kind of a Spanish man of war. That's what all these gun turret holes are on the side of the ship. But I realized that I don't have no guns sticking out, so I must have not been feeling threatened at the time. I don't have any guns hanging out there.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so
I like that.
Well, I guess that's about it for now. Stay up to date with our latest videos. Make sure to subscribe to my free YouTube channel by checking the prescription button right below the video. Well, that's it for now, and you guys have a good one, and enjoy the day. Bye-bye.